Hello, I'm Stacy. This is my channel, Stacy's Bookcase, where I like to talk about books. And today I'm going to talk about The Aeronauts Windlass by Jim Butcher. So this is a steampunk themed book. It is about this world where humans live in these great spires, these skyscrapers, and no one goes on the surface. The surface is dangerous and pretty much certain death if you were to go there. And travel is done via airships. And this book follows various characters. I'd say that there are three main characters that are followed the most. There's the captain of a ship called the Predator. And then there's two female protagonists. Both are becoming guardsmen. There are other characters too that the story follows here and there. And most of the story follows the growing conflict between two spires. This story takes place on Spire Albion, and there's another spire, Aurora, that is attacking it. And this is sort of the beginning of a war. Some of these characters are trying to prevent whatever is happening, and then a couple other characters that you get to see their perspective from are trying to cause the conflict and cause mayhem, I guess. And yeah, so that's basically what the story is about. I really enjoyed reading this. It was a very fast-paced book. It's pretty thick, but I got through it within a few days because it's so fast-paced. I could read like 100 to 150 pages in one sitting, which was pretty good. The world is pretty interesting. So like I said, all humans live in these great spires. And there's one point where a character who has lived in the spire their whole life goes out to the port where the airships are and sees the sky for the first time, and they get so disoriented and scared and like so many emotions because they have always had a ceiling above them, which is just such an interesting perspective, such an interesting idea. And then there's also cats play a predominant role in this story as well, which I was surprised about. I wasn't expecting that. Cats are actually intelligent species on the spire as well. They can communicate with humans if the humans know how to speak cat. Not everyone does, very few actually do. And the cats have an interesting hierarchy and set of rules for like how they act, and I found that to be like a nice little surprise. At first I wasn't sure. I was like, this is kind of weird. I wasn't expecting this. I don't know if it fits, but it actually works out really well and I really like it. So like I said, the story is very fast-paced. It's very action-packed. There's not a lot of downtime. The story's constantly moving, and sometimes the action does suffer from those moments that most action scenes suffer from, I feel, where the bad guy or the monster or whatever is rushing at our character or characters, and then the characters have a moment, or they are like have an epiphany or something. They have the time to have this moment, either a connection or whatever, but the monsters are still rushing at them. And I find that really aggravating when I read stuff like that, because I'm like, there isn't time for this moment to be happening if the monsters are actually rushing at you. But it's a very minor problem. It's not even like that big of a deal at all. But it does happen a little bit in this, but it's not too bad. The action is pretty pretty well written. This is actually my first Jim Butcher book. I haven't read any of the Dresden Files books, so I wasn't sure if I was going to like his writing style, but I do. There isn't a lot of description of setting. I mean, there's enough, but it's not super heavy with the description of like the setting. So it's more focused on the like what's going on, the plot, and then the characters. The characters are very interesting. Lots of witty dialogue, witty banter. I have to admit my favorite character is Gwendolyn. She's super awesome. I really liked her scenes in the book. I wasn't sure if I was gonna want to read the next book after finishing this, and then I finished it and I was like, you know what, I think I'd like to pick up the next book. And of course I go to look it up and the next book's not out. I read that and my heart broke a little bit. There isn't even a release date. It says it's coming. His website says that it's coming, but there's no date yet. So if you are not the type to start a series if it's not finished, the series is definitely not finished. And while this does have a nice resolution, it's definitely not a standalone book. It definitely needs more. There's definitely, the conflict continues. There's a lot of mystery that can be resolved, and I'm eager to resolve it, but it might be a while before that happens. Anyway, I really liked it. If you like steampunk, if you like nice action-packed stories with fun characters, you should definitely pick this up. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.